Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this finally sunk in for me. I think the first couple days, you're in shock, but this weekend has just straight sucked. We're gonna get through it. We're muscling through, but it is very hard to lose the reason that you started something and something you've built your life around. My other idols, many of them died before I started playing guitar. But not Eddie. Eddie was always that beacon of light. Even when we knew he was sick and battling, and every now and again he'd pop up, and you would just see that like no one had the swagger. No one owned the neck. Like it was his. It was his and his alone to do whatever he wished with. No one used this to drive an amplifier, to move air and people like Edward Van Halen. It's really been a shitty weekend, frankly. And I figured, what video am I going to do? I've been hoping someone would post, a Van Halen something on my website that I didn't know. That didn't happen. I was hoping to get some comments, an email, some type of motivation. And of course, just like anything hard in life, it has to come from within. We all know this. So I'm driving to the fourth of my son's 7 soccer games this weekend. And we're blasting Van Halen the whole time. And Black and Blue comes on. And I'm like, I've never learned this tune. And it has all of the things that I love about Van Halen on it. It has just a killer rhythm part, right? It's always the riffs, right? It's got a killer riff and killer feel. It totally has that Van Halen shuffle, super ZZ Top like thing, right? But then it has a Van Halen solo for all Van Halen fans. You know what I mean? It's got all the stuff in it. It's got a great melody. It's a great tune. It's not the deepest tune, but it's a great tune. And it has tremendous backup singing on it. Tremendous backup singing, tremendous arrangement. And I figured, you know what? I might get a lot of crap for having this be the song that I choose to do a react to, but I wanted to learn one I've never learned before. And this is a banger, man. I'm telling you. So here we go. I found a live track, because I only do live tracks. Black and Blue live from 1989. I think this is Japan. Yeah, Tokyo, Japan. Let's do it. Let's take it in. Listen to this harmony. I mean, I'm telling you, there's a reason they called him the Mighty Van Halen. I mean, this is, for all intents and purposes, just a three-piece band, a rhythm section. Sammy's not playing anything, right? He's just singing. And that sounds huge. All the parts, the way they're arranged, were just Eddie taking up all that mid zone, and then Alex and Mikey just boom, boom, boom. Like, it's thunderous. The amalgamation of all of it together, with the melody bringing it together, is just such a huge stadium sound done with few pieces. It's so great. All right, let's figure out what the hell's going on here. You've got to be shitting me. Everything he does is in E flat, and this is in standard. This is how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're gonna muscle through. I'm gonna go grab a guitar that's in standard. Damn it, the Floyd Rose. I'm definitely not doing that on camera. God. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, how you like that? How you like that? We're going for it. Yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah. So cool. So we're in E, right? This is essentially a riff in E, but you're making the melody based on flat 7, 6, 5. So you're going from the flat 7 to the 5. So it's almost like a bluesy turnaround, but he's doing it with octaves. So 2 Ds, 2 C sharps, 2 Bs, but then letting the top 2 strings, your E and B, ring out throughout. And then pulling off flat 3, pushing to the major third, but going back to the root. And then going to D, A, E. So really playing off that E mixo vibe, right? With a big D in there.
Hey, let's get black and blue to
Keep going. You hear Mikey in there? That's so cool. And you see that look he gives him? He's like, that's cool right there. Now he does something different here. It's little things like this that Eddie it makes it. So he goes up this next time, walks up, then gets this little piece, right? Of it's a G power chord, if you will, but then drops this down, and what this actually becomes is a piece of D major. This is now the major third and the fifth of D, which then goes back to A, just like he did previously, like this, where he did, but now he just does it. He does it there, and it's just those little differences that just give it so much color and transform it from a progression to just a riff, and have it be just sound great through a cranked amp. Everything was always about sounding great through a cranked amp. That note bleed that you get, especially with the thirds, is just something that really only he did well, frankly. listen to his attack. Yeah, and like the last time, he goes the high E, not the low one. It's always moving. You know, it's always moving. And you got the, I don't know which one. I don't have the bar. Just that riff, just going to A. It's just, I know it's not note for note, that's not perfect, but you're basically going A, so 4, you know, and then doing that D to E thing, right? That flat 7 to 1, and then moving it back over to E. But the swagger and the swing to it. Listen to those harmonies. Yes. Listen to how great these harmonies are. Seriously, this is a big time groove that they're doing live, and they are perfectly nailing the harmonies. That was such a cool thing that I don't know if he bends or if he pushes through, but pushing up to that A. There's so many little things. So many. Like, listen to how spot on those harmonies are when Sammy eventually comes in. Oh, there's a 5. So we got. There's a B. There's a 5. Yeah, that one's. You gotta do that 5. I mean, the mighty Van Halen. It's unbelievable how good they are. It's unbelievable. All right, let me give you the broadest of broad strokes of what's happening with this lead. Right? Just you're riffing an E minor there like only Eddie can. Then, right? Again, just E minor going up to the 12th fret, and then all right, forgive me. Now, I used to have this mapped out. But basically, the same way that you have harmonics on 12, 5, 7, and 4, but your big ones are 12, 7, and 5. If you bump that up, right, and you're on the math stays the same as you go forward. So if you're on 2 now, it would now be 14, 9, 7, right? Been a minute. Obviously, I'm plugged in direct, so it sounds like garbage, and I have no feedback, no juice at all. But he's basically bending. He's up here, right? So you got 5, 7, and there's your 12, right? But he's bending through it from flat 7 to 1, and then doing it up like that. And bringing it down. It's just so killer, and I know that I'm not sounding anything like it, but I'm just, again, the broadest of broad strokes. And then, again, I don't have the bar, but this is your standard Van Halen. Dump the G string, pull it up, grab the harmonic on the 5th fret when it comes up, and then when you get it, then do a pinch harmonic on the 2nd fret, and do the horse whinny down, right? It's a dump the bar, grab the 5th, pull it up, horse whinny down, right? Yeah, and then your minor tapping, but with the flat 7 in there, right? But then he just muscles through chromatically, and it couldn't be more ballsy and amazing. It's so fluid. It's so fluid. I mean, he's literally just, he's not even thinking the notes. It's just the pattern. I mean, I'm not going to be able to do it right now, but just he's literally just moving it chromatically to get up into that position, you know, with another big dump. And then a big soaring, like, melody part. You know what I mean? Like it's soaring single notes all the way up top. You know, it's such a perfect complement to the craziness that happened down here, and then the wild chromatic thing going up, to then just immediately go right to the and just searing single note lines up here. It's a perfect complement that only he could come up with. Yeah, that just ending of that. It's a great little tag right on the 1. And then just letting it, doing one of these, bending the 4 through the flat 5 into the 5, playing the amp, letting it feed back, and just hanging on it. Like completely abandoned the melodic thing happening up here, just to make the amp bark for a little bit. It's so great. So great. Manually bringing the volume down. This is all done live, right? Listen to how they cue each other. Like his volume goes down a little bit too much. His brother and Mike wait. There's a little to let them know it's time, and then they go. Hear it? They're like this.
The harder the better. So do it to it. Black and white. Don't draw the line. Honey, I ain't through with you. The harder the better. Do it to black and blue. Weather the better. Do it to black and blue.
Listen to that vocal blend. Oh my God, it's so so great. It's so great for so many reasons. You know, it's obviously, I'm not even going to talk about the guitar part because it was so there's so many little nuances. It's the nuance that makes him the king, right? It's the feel, it's the swagger. And to me personally, what changed my life more than anything, what Eddie did to me, and I'm going to make a video on this, I think I have to, because I don't hear people talking about it that much, is that he was truly the greatest of the greatest amplifier drivers. Every riff he came up with, the tuning where he would flatten the B string, my cousin just told me, to get that beatless third, because he used so many major triads, which people avoided, with heavy gain because the note bleed, right? And he would not sacrifice it. He'd boil his strings because the strings were too bright, because what he was really doing was using this to drive the real Ferrari, which was the amplifier. And I am forever, for the rest of my life, an amp driver, as much or more so than a guitar player, because of Eddie. And you can see that, the way that he palm mutes, the way he's adding the little thirds in there, the way that, during the lead, that perfect mix between guitar licks, melodic lines, and just driving the amp and turning towards it and letting it feed back, And then you match it all with just an impossibly good rhythm section in Mike and Alex. It's stupid, thunderously good. Like the mighty Van Halen. I can't stress that enough. And then perfect harmonies throughout the tune, to the point where they dump the track, no drums, no guitar, or no bass, and it just comes back in after the lead with harmonies in a stadium. I could make 100 Van Halen videos. I won't. And this, you know what? I really started out this video really wondering if I should even do it or not. But this has been very cathartic. I'm going to do one more when I talk about the amplifier. But Black and Blue is such a great track. And just one thing. Look at how much they love this tune and each other and doing what they do. The joy that you see is just truly unbelievable. I saw Trey Anastasio put something up on his Instagram to say he was pure joy and flow. And I couldn't agree more. And that's it. Thank you all so much. Again, thank you for liking, subscribing, dropping links in the comments. This is all about finding new music. And again, if you like the way that I play, you like the way that I teach, and you want to join a community of dedicated guitar players trying to get better, picking this thing up every day, I really hope you'll consider clicking the first link in the description and joining us over at guitargate.com. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I just still can't believe it. I just still can't believe it.